Did you know that good blood circulation can significantly reduce your pain? When blood isn't flowing properly anymore, when metabolism is reduced, not as high as it should be, then the triggers are usually the same ones that also cause pain. And you'll get 3 tips now on how you can completely reverse this whole situation. So better blood flow, better metabolism, and less pain.
I think this is a really great topic for today because so many people right now in this particular season have cold hands, cold feet, and a cold nose.
Pain clinics are always packed full every autumn.
Right?
Why? Because the temperature drops.
Yes, and what happens then?
The muscles contract. That's something everyone knows from the cold bathtub, or when you get into cold water at all. When you get into a warm bathtub, then a greater number of muscle fibers are actually activated, and that's when the opposite happens. And so this is where we actually arrive at our first tip for reducing pain and improving circulation. Namely, ensuring a good condition of the muscles and fascia through movement, through our exercises, specifically that counter-tensing we do in the exercise. These are real blood pumps, these are real fluid drivers that significantly boost the metabolism, specifically in the area where the muscles and fascia are being targeted by the exercises. So if you perform these exercises, then everything opens up, flows better, tensions decrease, your metabolism increases, and it helps to significantly reduce the pain.
Of course, nutrition also plays a major role in this. For example, if you eat too much, then a huge amount of energy and metabolism is required just for digestion. That means it's missing. For the blood circulation in your hands and feet, it's quite clear that this actually results in you having colder feet and colder hands. The blood vessels actually suffer from it in the long run, and that can lead to them becoming less efficient, more rigid, and functionally compromised over time, which in turn, because there are these deposits building up in the vessels,
less flows through.
Exactly. It just means that less flows through. So there can actually be a significant reduction in blood flow as a result. And not to forget all the micronutrients, all the vitamins and minerals, they are also incredibly important for vascular health and overall blood circulation. And that's precisely why a diet that is perhaps inherently healthy would be the best possible recommendation in this particular case. So that means a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, especially during the winter months. Asian dishes are a truly great choice with wonderful spices like chili, turmeric, hot paprika, and ginger, which are fantastic for this time of year. They can circulate effectively and distribute their warming effects throughout the entire system, which is absolutely crucial for maintaining proper circulation, particularly during the colder winter months. Yes, and where do we typically find these spices? Very good. They're often used in wonderful stews or also in Asian dishes such as Thai cuisine and in Indian cooking. And I can simply say, especially during this time of year when it gets a bit chilly, it's really nice to look at what other cultures are eating to find some inspiration from them. And there are some truly incredible and wonderful recipes out there that do wonders for your circulation and even actively help to break down those deposits in your blood vessels, because that is genuinely something that can happen.
And all this leads to the vessels becoming cleaner and the tension in the muscles and fascia decreasing. And warmth comes into play. Petra just mentioned that when food warms you up, you relax more. You can do the test in a hot bathtub. If you're tense, you go into the hot bathtub and afterwards you're more relaxed. Heat is something you can use right now to improve your circulation and simultaneously work on actively relieving and combating your pain issues. To take action against your pain, to hold your composure, and to stay nicely in that state of relaxation.
And it doesn't always have to be a hot bath. It could also be something like a wrist warmer, which is actually a really helpful little tip I picked up from your mom, Roland, and it works wonders. For example, she actually knitted me a wrist warmer or a fingerless glove around 25 years ago. And from that moment on, I haven't had to deal with cold hands ever again, not even once. I thought that was super great. And then, of course, there are also the nice socks you can wear. All of that warms you up, and anything that warms you up also makes the muscle tone softer and more relaxed. Isn't that great? And also, when you go to bed and it's cold, you can always make use of a hot water bottle.
Maybe you didn't already know one of these tips. If that's the case, then write it in the comments.
Maybe you've got another tip that we don't know about. Then please write that one in the comments too. And otherwise, there are so many people who are freezing out there. So please make sure to share this video